Alright, in this video, we are going to talk about the solution of the conversion between the degree and radian. Remember what we talked about in class? The one I don't want stays at the bottom, so we can simplify cancellation, then it's gone. So, unit circle tells us we know that 180 degree is equal to pi. So, if you see degree and you do not want to see degree, you're going to make sure times the answer key, which means 180 degree and pi, the relationship, okay? So now since I don't want degree, so therefore the 180 degree had to be at my denominator. So I need to times pi over 180 degree. Why? Because simplify tells me degree and degree cancel out, and top and bottom have the zero cancel out, and now you see them. So 15 and 18, both of them can divide by 3, so 15 divided by 3 will be 5, and 18 divided by 3 will be 6. What do I left? Housekeeping. What you see is what you got. You got 5 times pi over 6, and believe in yourself. 5 pi over 6 is my perfect answer. Good. Moving on, 15. We talk about that. Negative just tells us my angle is going to the opposite direction. So negative 140 degree going to the clockwise. So this will be negative 140 degree, okay? So leave my negative symbol alone. But we do know that I don't want to see the degree, so I'm going to times pi over 180 degree. Why? Because you know that once we do the housekeeping, degree cancel out and 0 cancel out, right? So when you do this housekeeping, you know that negative just tells me the angle going to the opposite direction. And when I do the housekeeping, I shall get 7 pi over 9. That's my final answer. And yes, indeed, you are correct. Moving on. Again, when you see the negative symbol, just tells me the angle is going the opposite direction. So somewhere here, so this will be the negative 220 degree, okay? Nothing wrong with my negative side. But we know that since I don't want degree, so I need to times pi over 180 degree. And yes, indeed, when you times that, I still have the negative answer. And when you do the housekeeping, simplify everything, you got 11 pi over 9. Ooh la la. This is called the radian. That's my unit, okay? Now, same thing. Negative 75 degree. I don't like the degree, so all I need to do just times pi over 180 degree. What I don't want stays at the bottom. So yes, indeed, when you do the housekeeping, degree cancel out, right? So this is what we mentioned about loving it. Negative just tells me is the angle going to the opposite direction. So now, after you do the housekeeping, I also got negative 5 pi over 12. And this is perfect. And yes, stay strong. No need calculator. So moving on, as you can see that I don't want degree, so times pi over 180 degree. And yes, indeed, when you do the housekeeping, you get 7 pi over 3. And that's it. And the last one, as you can see that I don't like degree, so times pi over 180 degree. And when you do the housekeeping, I get 7 pi over 4. Pi just a number, okay? Pi just a number. In the subject, just leave me alone. Pi, it's perfect. Now, what about the opposite? When we want to convert the angle from radians to degree. So this tells us I don't want the radian. I don't want to see pi. So now I need to times 180 degree over pi. So now you can say them. So housekeeping, pi and pi cancel out. Good. What else you can say? Well, 12 and 180, everybody can divide by, everybody can divide by 6. So 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 180 divided by 6 will be 30. Very good. And 2 and 30 can also divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. So activate your eagle eye. What do you left? You got 7 left, 15 left, and the degree, right? So when you do the housekeeping, what you see is what you got. You got 7 times 15 degree. And yes, indeed, can we do mental math? 7 times 15, that is 105 degree. So believe in yourself. What you see is what you got, okay? So the same thing. I don't want to see pi the radian. So again, if you say that, oh, how about a negative symbol? Leave me alone. This just tells you I'm going to the opposite direction. That's it. So I don't want the pi, so the pi had to stay at my bottom so I can cancel out. So what you see is what you got. The pi and pi cancel out. Yes, I will get negative because this is my angle going the clockwise, the opposite direction. So now, if you can say that, oh, I see that. So 6 and 180 can divide by 6, so that will be 30, right? So what do I got? I got 30 times 5, which will be 150. So yes, indeed, no need calculator. Negative just tells me the opposite direction. That's it. 10 to 3. So I don't want to see pi, so the pi had to stay at my denominator. And once you times that, cancel out, and I will get negative 300 a degree. And this is what we mentioned about math is cool. We do not need a calculator. So moving on. 9 pi over 2, I want to change that to a degree. So I don't want to see pi, so the pi had to be at my denominator. So housekeeping, when you cancel everything out, we get 810 degree. All right, 5 pi. Okay, same thing. I don't want to see pi, so I need to times 180 over pi. When you do the housekeeping, what you see is what you got. And yes, it will be a big number, so what? 900 degree, perfect. All right, last one. I don't want to see pi, so times 180 degree over pi. Seeing is believing. So now once you do the housekeeping, yes indeed, we get 315 degree. And this is it. What you see is what you got. Remember what we say. The one you don't want stays at the bottom, okay? And that's all. Thanks. Have a good day.